Hi everyone, um, peace to you and peace to the motherland, Africa, and every African around the world, because we are just one family, we are one community. Everywhere we are, it's a struggle. We have been being oppressed, we have been being abused. We really have never enjoyed life as we should have been enjoying it, because Africa is a blessed continent when it comes to mineral resources. And I always say, the world needs Africa. You understand? Europe needs it, America needs it. They need our wealth and stuff. And what is really shocking me, and the video I'm making today, is why Africans are killing other African. If it's not for religion that came out of Africa, it's but also using weapons that are not manufactured in Africa. Can you imagine? So who are you killing your brothers for? Who is employing you to do that? Who is using you to kill your own brothers? Anyway, for people in Kenya, roho inauma kuona people wamekuwa chuo kikuu ku make life to be great, to educate, kisha unakuta hawa wasenge wanakuja tu na kuwaua tu hivyo innocent people. Roho inauma, na Mungu alaze roho zao. Wale wanafunzi wote waliuliwa, wafanyakazi wa hicho chuo, God comfort their family, because the pain is unbearable. Tunauliwa kwa nini? Kwa ajili ya religion. Na silaha ama weapons na ammunition zilitokea wapi? Nje ya Afrika. Nasikia inaumizwa. Maybe before I go there, I speak about Kenya and the whole situation, and this Al-Shabaab, all these terrorist groups, and who create them. Sorry, I have to clarify something. I spoke about South Africa, made a video like 2 days ago about South Africa, about the xenophobic situation that is taking place there again. Black people killing other black people, saying that these black people from other African countries, they are coming there to steal your work, to steal your women, to take over your economy. And then I was just so shocked to see that people are like bringing unreasonable opinions, and then they send them opinions in my inbox. Instead, I'll ask you to come public so that other people can see your ignorance and your way of analyzing people, of analyzing things. You understand? So to make things clear, I just have to, like I said the other day, like you attacking wrong people. Those foreigners, they don't own anything, and plus most of them, they own. Actually, they can own something. If it's not a hair salon, if it's not a shop, like Congolese and Nigerians, the Somalis, Ethiopians, they own they come there, they create jobs. They create their own jobs. They don't depend on your government. And then I said this, yeah, for someone like a king who now is trying to change his statement, he still can't apologize. But I salute the courage and the initiative that the Human Rights Watch took in South Africa that day to take them to court. Anyway, you know, I salute that. It's a great thing, and I was so touched. You understand? Because actually these people, they know your problems. They know that you don't own shit. I was saying that, and then I repeat it again. You don't own anything. No land, no, your economy, big, like, and then I stated it in my video, like, you have to compete, not for those small jobs, with jobs that pay nothing, you know, Kagat, you know. And before I continue, I found this statement so touching by Robert Mugabe, who said, Robert Mugabe, I salute him. The only problem with him, he doesn't want to leave power or to prepare someone who's going to take over, but he's been doing something great. And in 10 years to come or 20 years to come, African in Zimbabwe will really going to be thankful and praise him for the great work that he did to give the land to Africans. You understand? It's a great thing. We need land as African. We need it. Because there's no dominion, as I said, there's no dominion without land. The first thing that God gave to Adam after creating him, he gave him dominion on the land. Because you can't produce anything. You can't create jobs with no land. Land nowadays, land carry... you know, you can cultivate it, or you can dig mining from those lands, you understand? But if you don't own them, your country, like I say, South Africa is owned by who? Your president. That's a statement. I didn't just create those things. Or even like I found like most my Indian friends and some of my Indian friends and my white friends, they were like, oh, so now are you inciting people to attack white people or Indians? I didn't say that. I said it for them to take over. They have to go and educate, because the most Africans are always, they are always black. When I say African, they are black, right? African in South Africa, South African, black South African. Okay, black South African. They don't like to educate. They don't like to go to school. They don't like to study. You understand? They don't. Anyway, and then I understand I don't just blame them, because I blame the government, because the ANC, since they came to power, they've been promising free houses, free toilets, you know. Plus, the Freedom Charter, if you read the Freedom Charter, but let me read first what I was trying to read. It is this statement by Robert Mugabe, who said, we don't want a system that reduces us to laborers. No, we want to be participants in our economy, to be owners of our economy, to assert that the natural resources are ours. They are our worth, and they should be developed with assistance. Yes, but assistance that doesn't not reduce us into semi-slavery. That's Robert Mugabe. And who is trying to reduce you to just laborers, living on a minimum wage. Your king. Because it's not just a minimum wage, because I said those jobs, as I said, they don't pay anything. They pay peanuts. So your king just wants you to, he's reducing you to slaves. Like you have to work for those private security companies, those private cargo companies, Carroch, you know. He doesn't want to tell you that go educate, take over, be managers, be CEOs, own companies, big companies, mining companies, own the land so that you can cultivate it and be big farmers. You understand? He didn't want to say that. So these people, they are diverting the problem. They are diverting. They don't even work on the solution. Because when I was reading your Freedom Charter, I say I love South Africa. That's my second country. No one will change that. I still love it. I still love Durban, even though the south of Durban, Mpangeni, where they are Kwamashu and everything, the townships where they are burning shops owned by foreigners, by Somalis, by Congolese, by Nigerians and stuff. And then I said something last time that you go there and burn those shops. How many do you replace? How many do you now, like when you chase those people, how many South Africans are building shops there and they can own them? You understand? Like you now making it hard for those old ladies like to go to make a trip all the time to the cities and buy stuff, instead of, like, those people, they had this idea of like opening the business there. We also help you and reduce the bus fare to go to town, or the train fare to go to town. You understand? So you just burning those shops, and you are not replacing them, or you cannot actually own them. And then I said, the king instead, he should have told you, for example, compared with Indians, because I saluted, and someone was saying that I'm saying that now they should attack Indians. So I didn't say that. I said they have to compete with Indian lawyers, Indian accountants, Indian doctors, because there's a lot of them down there, or white owners, white farmers. And then you have to compete with the white farmer. You need the land, because when I read your freedom, the freedom of charter is saying, we the people of South Africa declare for all our country and the world to know that South Africa belongs to all who live in it. All who live in it. That's your freedom charter. Black and white. And that no government can justly claim authority unless it is based on the will of all the people. That our people have been robbed of their birthright to land. Birthright to land. Liberty and peace by a form of government founded on injustice and inequality. That our country will never be prosperous or free until all our people live in brotherhood, enjoying equal rights and opportunities. That only a democratic state based on the will of all the people can secure to all their birthright without distinction of color, race, sex, or belief. And therefore, we, the people of South Africa, black and white together equals, countrymen and brothers, adopt this freedom of charter, and we pledge ourselves to strive together, sparing neither strength nor courage, until the democratic change there sets have been won. Every man and woman shall have the right to vote, or blah blah blah. If you read your freedom of charter, you understand that when they speak about the wealth, the national wealth of our country, the heritage of South Africans shall be restored to the people. The mineral wealth beneath the soil, the banks and monopoly industry shall be transferred to the ownership of the people as a whole. All other industry and trade shall be controlled to assist the well-being of the people. All people shall have equal rights to trade where they choose. All people shall have equal rights to trade where they choose to manufacture and to enter all trade, craft and professionalism. You understand? They go again. restriction of land ownership on a racial basis shall be ended, and all the land redivided among those who work it to banish famine and land hunger. The state shall help the peasants with implement, seed, tractor, and dams to save the soil and assist the... That's your Freedom Charter. And then I went again to a statement that Jacob Zuma was making to the ANC. I don't want to read it that much, but I just have to take small points. That what you say? South Africa's economy is still mostly under the control of whites who held power under apartheid, and the government needs to take more drastic steps to make sure the black majority can benefit from its wealth, President Jacob Zuma stated. And then he continued, the ownership of the economy is still primarily in the hands of white males, as it has always been, he said. So apartheid is never finished. Oh, and then when we came after apartheid, we never got anything. They only gave us a small portion, and that small portion is being shared among ANC members. That small elite, you understand? They are the one who getting all the tenders and stuff, not the small black. Did they implement whatever they were promising there to redivide the land, to redivide the economy? And then when they say, when they give you the land, they still have to support you, giving you seeds, giving you tractors, building dams. You understand? That's him. And then he continued. There was another point that I really he said this. He also called for a new program for land reform, saying the current willing buyer, willing seller policy had been too slow in returning white-owned farmland to blacks dispossessed by the apartheid state. But he did not spell out what alternative mechanism of land ownership transfer should be adopted. They can keep giving us speech because that's all they're good at, and trying to divert your attention to the big picture, all the promises. And that this government, I say, action have to be tangible. You understand? Action that we can actually see, not that speech. Yeah, it was a nice speech by President Jacob Zuma, telling us where we should go, look for our for the economy, like people who are controlling our economy, people who have taken over since apartheid. He's stating since apartheid, nothing has changed. The economy is still in whose hand? And then I salute it, because like the strategy, I always say, and then I salute it as I was saying, Indians, they are so intelligent, they educated, and now they own something. They educated, they send their kids to school, they create their own jobs. They didn't just depend on the government. They create they own shops, they own private reserve, they own hotels, they own your buildings and stuff, because they send the educated, they send their kids to school, and their kids be graduated from there, and they start working, not just work, but they were studying those companies, how to take them over. And you just want to take by force. Even your law doesn't allow that. I'm so shocked, because you found out that politicians, other ministers, saying something for the international community to hear, and then when they go to those townships, they incite you, because you found statement like, oh, every second shop is owned by a foreigner. Every second shop is owned by foreign, but you don't see that it's a necessity in that area. You understand? In that area, it's a necessity, because I'm so sure that the poor guy, they will be selling books and stuff for your kids that you can't even provide. There's no library. You don't even build library in those townships. You understand? And then when you say you blame foreigners, that they are the one bringing ads and stuff, we know If you read during apartheid, there was this scientific research where they had to inject sickness, disease into the black community. That's where it started. I know most of like my Congolese brothers who went there, they were negative. They didn't have HIV, but they contracted HIV in South Africa. You understand? They contracted it and they died there. You understand? I'm so sure they will never die if you're in a peaceful country. Our country is destroyed. The system is not working. There's war, people fighting. In Nigeria also it's the same thing. In Somalia, I don't want to say it because there's no state in Somalia. And then these Somalis, when they come there to seek, they come as asylum seekers. They come there as a refugee because their land is not functioning. And then I started saying that when you were struggling during that struggle era, apartheid, when South Africans were in exile, our brothers from around, maybe, and then I'm so sure these kids who were born in 1990, they are the one causing all the trouble. You understand? Banning other brothers, African fellow Africans. You understand? Instead of competing to, see the big picture. Who owns what? Claim ownership. That's what I was saying. Claim ownership of your land. Your government promised that they will distribute. They will redistribute, they will redivide the land among all Africans. And the Freedom Chat is saying South Africa belongs to everyone, to those who live on it. Even those nationals who are living there, South Africa belongs to them. Because they are not that foreigner than the white people who owns everything, than the Indians who own everything. They are not. But do you attack them? And I'm not saying you should attack them. Compete with them, compete with lawyers, compete with doctors, compete with accountants, compete with, farmers. And how you should do that, you have to know, you have to have the knowledge, you have to educate, you have to have a strategy. Even those black who are doing well, according to you, are taking over. Why can't you come closer to them and learn, study the way they do stuff? And learn, when you say like they steal your women, how do they steal them? How romantic they are compared to your state of romance. You understand? You can learn from there. The way they treat your sisters. And then learn from them and start treating your sisters the same way those people treat. Because the woman will never steal a woman. Women, they love nice words. You understand? Nice talk. You understand? Respect. You treat her as the queen, you understand? Not an object that you get every year. Your king marries every year. And he's wasting the money. He's wasting taxpayers' money on marrying each year. You understand? Each year is marrying. And he gets millions of your money, millions that the government could have allocated on building good schools, on building good library, on building a good health system to help you guys. You understand? To help you guys, to build road, to give you electricity, to give you drinkable water, clean water. You understand? So 59 million that he gets. I don't know how many projects he have been to Durban. I know like the Queen of England. That's the economy is very nice there because she gets some, but she think about the welfare of her subjects. The Queen of England, the welfare of her subjects. You understand? And that way they can stand there and sing, "Long live the Queen," because he actually can provide a good welfare service. So how many projects that the king had? How many projects to help develop the youth or young people in KwaZulu-Natal and in Zululand? How many? Even those who come, the ladies who come for your red dance every year, they are being raped because if you can't guarantee their security there, they've been being raped in your compound because you can't even manage to pay good security for them or put the Anyway, all I want is love, and all I want is to encourage South African to start being serious. Those small jobs, as I said, when you go to Americans, they don't do those small jobs. They don't go there work for farmers, no, Mexicans and people from the rest of the third world countries that go there. Because I said Americans, they are busy being doctors, they are busy being entrepreneurs, they are busy being basketball player or American soccer player. They are busy being directors of movies. They are busy being celebrities. And then I say, even if you know your game, like I gave an example of Kim Kardashian. She got no talent, but she used her body. How many beautiful girls and women live in South Africa? You understand? But we still can see Miss South African who is white being crowned Miss Universe. You see, apartheid is still alive. I was watching another documentary where Winnie Mandela said, like, when Mandela came out of prison, he came out of prison as a Dalai Lama of white people, because he told them you can still keep whatever you want, and black people are still suffering. But now these people your government is the problem, right? Your government is the problem. Your government is the problem. Your king is the problem, not those foreigners. Because this government should actually tell you and pass on action, accomplishing all the promises that they promise you in the Freedom Charter. In that Freedom Charter. Freedom Charter, I don't believe in it because it's not tangible. You know, the actions or those words, we haven't felt them, you understand? We haven't felt them. And then again, I still love South Africa. Blacks, stop killing other fellow black African, because that's Afrophobia. That's Afrophobia you're doing. You're not just attacking every foreigner, but you're attacking your fellow Africans. Afrophobia. You're Africans, but you hate your African brothers. The same thing happening in Kenya, as I was saying. I'm going to speak about that, but I can't speak that much because I've been speaking about South African for like so long. I needed to clarify. I needed to do this to clarify some other stuff. All I encourage is compete with those who are doing well and in the right way, not by violence. You understand? What is happening in Kenya is so shocking. This is the second time they're killing other African brothers in the name of a stupid religion. You understand? Brought by Arabs who were actually enslaving us. The first slave masters who really did that trade of Africans, they were Arabs. You understand? And then they brought us that Islam that we're now killing our brothers. You understand? For what cause? You understand? It's not nice. I'm going to speak about Kenya, and then the government can't provide real protection for its citizens. You understand? Because the Kenyan secret services, they have to work. I don't know what kind of job they do. And I don't understand. When you see Boko Haram there, El Shabaab here, there's always something. I heard also in Eastern Congo, there's also Muslim trying to... Who creates these terrorists? Western countries. Your American CIA, your MI6, your Mossad. Those are the people benefiting from all those troubles and stuff. I don't know. That's why I say, and that's a big picture I have anyway. Understand? Because you have to see the world in a different way. The world is so sick. It's so wicked. You understand? These people leading the world, they are so wicked. So Kenya, may these people, their precious soul, rest in peace. And I'm gonna make a whole video about Kenya, but I'm still there. I was talking about South Africans. that these people working in the ANC, in the government, they should stop accumulating the wealth by themselves and then actually pass on action. In which way? In helping. Provide the service to the people who need it, instead of inciting them to attack other poor people, Africans, vulnerable people. Just came there. Poor people who came there, they don't own anything. They don't own those big company, mining company. I told you, your economy, your mining company, your gold, diamonds, in mining field are owned by the Oppenheimer family. The same people who were supporting your Mandela when he came out of prison, as Mama Winnie was saying, that he came out and then he came out as a Dalai Lama for white people. He didn't do shit for black people. Mandela, he didn't. And that's why they praise him, because whenever white people, they praise you, it's because you have helped them. They can build their... you see them building a monument of Patrice Lumumba in London, in the city center in London. No, they can't, because they know Lumumba was against them. Or Jomo Kenyatta in London, they will never, because they know Mao. They gave them hell. They will never build a monument of Mugabe, who is the greatest president. Actually, he works for the African. You understand? They will never build his monument there. You can see even they were taking his doctorate and stuff since he started turning against them. You understand? Who is the most educated president on this planet. But when he turned his back on them, they will start attacking him. He qualified for those doctorates, but how can they take them all? They can take them back. You understand? You have to know the game. These people are not sleeping. And then they will still abusing us. They keep oppressing Africa in some other way that you can't understand. Understand? So, fellow Africans, ask your government to provide a good service, to give you jobs, to create jobs. Actually, because I know those jobs, when they are created, first people who get those jobs are people, South African, carrying that green ID. You understand? The South African ID. They will be the first beneficial. And then you can hire. When you own companies, you own land, you can hire those other fellow Africans to work for you. That's where the problem is. And then send your kids to universities, send them, educate them, pay for their education. Ask, seek, march for a good university, you know. That's what you should do. And plus, it's easy also to get the grant to go to university. I still love South Africa, and then to come to a point to forgive the king, because now he's trying to change the statement that the people interpreted it very bad. I forgive Zuma's son, but the law have to take its place now. The law has to do its job, and I'm so sure you're gonna go take accountability of your words. God bless South Africa and fellow South Africans. God bless Africa. We are all one. We are one community. Black people. I love you.